Okay, so I have to say this as an opinion, but I feel like women, like how they say, like, behind every man is a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. Like, women are just so much better at doing some things than men are. Men are better at doing some things than women.
Exactly. There you go.
Like, so, you put the two together, boom, you got a power team.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, pretty much. But, I mean,
that's a lot of dead air.
That is a lot of dead
Someone
air.
needs to say, anyways, segue. Shout outs to Rubes. Usually when someone says segue, they have something to talk about. But you never do. JTM the fucking god. What did I miss, you clown shoes?
Well, you know what I like to say.
Clink and sing?
Words that are overused, and I love them.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do, good dog. Yes, you are a good dog. Who's the best dog? JTM is the best dog. You are such a good dog. Come here, let me scratch your ear.
I'm only a dog if I'm at a strip club.
Oh my god. Why would you do that? Is it a fully nude one or just topless? Because in some jurisdictions, they won't let you drink alcohol in fully nude ones.
Why?
They won't.
Because people get a little bit rowdy. I mean, you want drunk people?
They only sell energy drinks and crack cocaine.
Well, that sounds like someone we know would probably own one of those restaurants. I mean, establishments. I mean, yeah, entertainment venues. The levels of disrespect. No, but, yeah, I went to one and obviously I didn't, this wasn't my desire. I'm like, fuck it. If everyone wants to go, I'll go just for shits and giggles. But yeah, they were serving
You should be taping right now.
I am, you idiot. They were serving non-alcoholic Corona and Heineken. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's like 2-drink minimum of non-alcoholic drinks. And I'm like, this is racist.
That's stupid.
People are dogs, so they did it.
That's kind of dumb, though, because people would just get...
no, that's kind of exploiting poor saps who, can't get fucking laid, don't have a personality, can't hold a conversation. Maybe they don't bathe, maybe they smell. I mean, these poor girls are not dealing with... listen, they're not going to find, the guy who's on ABC Network's The Bachelor going to a strip club like some 10-model man. They're going to find dirty, fat, cigar-smoking, Harvey Weinstein, trashy business stockbroker people who probably hate their family.
Opposite, where the girl's like, yeah, I'll go home. And then he takes her out in the alley, and she's like, what are we doing? He's like, I live in that cardboard box right now.
I just wear this suit to make people think I'm rich and famous. Oh.
Right.
That's the move. If you put that much thought into getting your mileage may vary, but if you put that much thought into getting the most of your money in a fucking strip club, you should own a startup company. Make the new Uber or SpaceX or some shit like that. Because that's a fucking guy with a plan.
Well, on that note, I have to tell you my first 2 strip club stories. I've only been 3 times in my life. First time, excuse me, like you said, as with my boy, he was my DD.
I would shoot myself before I went to a strip club alone. Just so you know that.
So, I was hammered drunk. We go there, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I've never been to one before, right? And then my dumb, drunk ass thinks it would be hilarious to see if I can make the strippers break character by making them laugh, by making funny faces. And,
they're going to laugh at anything you say. You'd be like, hey, turtles are slow. And they're like, that's hilarious, amazing.
No, they were on stage performing for 20 people, and I was sitting up front.
And you're trying to do stand-up at the strip club.
No, I didn't do stand-up. I just looked at them and made funny faces, and I got them to break character. It was hilarious. The second or third time I went, it was with my boy. He was all stoked about it. My homie. He's like, he makes a lot of money. So he's there.
So he spends lots of time in the strip club.
This was the third time I ever went. And by this time, I'm just like not really, you know, like the first
You see the
two times
Matrix
I ever
code.
went, I
You're
was
like,
cool. There's titties everywhere. The third time, I'm like, meh, whatever.
It's like, dude, I could just look at titties on my phone right now.
Yeah,
Why don't you just pay money to do that? I could look at titties for free.
Like, well, I don't. Yeah,
Do you think I'm a baboon or something?
Like, I don't need to pay for shit. No. So the third time I go, my boy's in the back dropping like, I think he dropped about $700 or $800.
Yeah, that's fuck you money.
Screw that.
That's fuck you money and not fuck the wife money. Everyone who does that has a girlfriend at home, by the way. Scumbags.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can't say names, but yeah.
Yeah.
You already.
Yeah, I know about all of that stuff. And that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to chill here. So the stripper comes up to me and she's like, do you want to dance? I'm like, no.
Does she go and clear her throat like a man before she asks you for a lap dance?
Yeah, she tucks it. She tucks it real quick. And she's like, do you want a lap dance? And I'm like, no. Do you want to play Uno? And I pull up my emergency deck.
Good job. Points.
Bar. And she's like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah.
Yo, I bought your life. I bought 3 minutes of your life. Let's play cards. I declare war.
Actually, so check this out. So I pull out the draw 2 card and I slap it down on the bar and I'm like, draw 2, motherfucker.
Did she pull out both titties or one?
She was completely naked, I think. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
So what is she?
So then she looks at me. She looks around and she says, "Fuck it, deal me in." So I'm like, "All right, cool." So I deal her 7 cards. We're about to start playing, and another stripper comes up and she's like, "What are you guys doing?"
She's like, "Fuck is this about?"
I'm like, "We're playing Uno. You want to play?"
Of course she joins in. Tell me she joins in. She's like, "Fuck it, I'm bored." Please tell me she joins in.
She joins in.
Johnny the monkey with his charisma. You're a fucking legend.
By the time
there's no one dancing, there's 7 strippers sitting around a card table, and you're dealing them in. All the guys are smoking cigarettes at the bar. The DJ's like, "What do I even play for this second situation?"
Well, I didn't have 7 strippers. But
you became the club owner, basically.
I had about 4 strippers. I had more fun. They had more fun. By the time my boy comes out after spending like $700 or $800
on a lap dance / blowjob dance,
yeah, whatever the fuck it was, like I don't know.
No names.
No names.
Hi Ben. No, I fucking.
So he comes out right, and he's like,
"What did you do?
What?
You broke the club. Why would you do that?"
I broke the club. I did.
That's hilarious.
And the best part is when you go into the strip club, right? They like basically
tell me there's a sign that says no packs of cards allowed.
Like you have to like empty your pockets and everything. And the bouncer's
put your gun. Check your gun.
The bouncer's like, "What the fuck? You have Uno?" And I'm like,
"Yeah, for my nephew and stuff Uno, like that."
In case I get bored, I always have Uno packs everywhere.
I bet you after you left, they added to their list of prohibited items.
Probably. So the icing on the cake is...
Can you even fly with Uno card? Like, can you fly with a pack of Uno cards anymore? Or is that like, this is stripper catnip? You're not allowed to do this.
Stripper catnip! Oh my
God. Shout out to the makers of Uno for,
Yo, do I have one next to me? I think I have a mini one.
Uno for me is like...
dude, it's gonna stick right here.
It's like Danielson in a box. It just makes people smile.
Oh, Danielson.
Isn't that a great correlation? Because it's true. And I've actually had a... so there was a stripper that...
You actually had a fucking stroke in the middle of your sentence? The hell was that?
I did, man. I was thinking of you and it broke my mind.
I'm such a beautiful man. I shattered the lenses. It's not your fault.
You shattered my brain.
You took my brain and you make me insane.
So what was hilarious is that a stripper who works there, who is related to
your
one
mother?
of my buddies.
Oh, God.
I ran into her one day and she tells me, "Dude, you mother effer." I'm like, "What?" I heard about this guy that was playing Uno at the club.
Yeah, this is the most gangster move I've heard in a long time.
I found out it was you, and I was like, "That is so totally something."
That's something that I would do. Yep, that sounds about right.
Like, she's like, I laughed so hard because these girls are still talking about it like a week later.
Dude, that's the most G'd
Well,
up
yeah,
thing.
I don't think that happens very.
No one does that. They come in, they're like, "I'm trying to get my dick wet," and you're like, "You guys want to play a game of cards?" And they're like, "What? Sure." It's a definite like change from the regular day to day of dancing for people we hate. That's the equivalent. Like, being a stripper is my equivalent of if you ever worked in like the food service industry and someone has a birthday and they're like, "Come on, it's time to sing," and you go, "Happy birthday, fuck you." Happy. It's like, do you want to be sung happy birthday by people who hate you right now? They're like, "Eat your food, give me the tip, don't give the tip, get the fuck out of here. I want the money, get the fuck away from me." But now it's like, "Happy birthday, dear Jerry. Get the fuck out here soon. Okay, yay! Blow out the candles, you scumbag. Fucking move."
Yeah,
Sorry, I get a little aggressive on the Monday mornings.
Yeah, I just think it's hilarious because I was like, yeah, I don't really like strip clubs. I mean, I get.
No, it's waste. It's so wasteful. It's like, I'm pretty sure like you shouldn't even be in business unless you're doing like escort shit on the side. Porn wrecked your industry. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care if you're 7 years old. You have an iPad? You can go find double penetration anal with Egyptian nuns sawing their hands off.
What the fuck, dude? What the hell is that?
You're being creative, you know.
Oh my god.
Some people like to finger paint. Some people like to imagine weird porn situations.
Interesting. 7 years old, eh?
So he's like,
listen, he's wise beyond his years.
And there happens to be some Catholic Egyptian nuns there. I don't know why. I think the church was being remodeled, so they were just renting the pyramid temporarily.
Shout outs to my Egyptian
I missed that.
friend.
I caught the end.
Oh, what? You turned out to be a cop at the end? We're not segueing. No. We're sticking with this one.
Yes, we are. We're transitioning.
You're transitioning to a woman because you've always been a dumb bitch, and now you're just going to have a pair of tits and pigtails. The levels of disrespect.
If I had tits, I would definitely be, holy crap, man, the things I would do. I'd probably play that R. Kelly song, I Believe I Can Fly. It would be delightful.
Would you jump off, like, the bow of the Titanic as well?
No, but I would stand on the front of the Titanic with my tits.
Jack, I feel like
it would be so
I should jack off to my tits, but I have tits. Oh my god, Jack.
I'd be if I had big old titties, I'd be like, I get
Tig old bitties?
I get it. Tig old bitties. I'd be like, okay, guys, I get it.
Listen, if I could have screaming orgasms by putting a finger into myself, yeah, I'm probably sure I wouldn't leave the house either. I don't know how you gals do it.
Yeah, I really don't. I think that's why they're all on OnlyFans.
No male orgasm will ever come close to a female orgasm. I've busted many a nuts.
And on that note,
it is time to end. No, we're going 3 minutes over. Are you kidding?
You're welcome, my ex who should not be named.
Wow, way to fucking derail everything with talking about your stupid ex who should not be named, which everyone who fucking knows, you fucking moron. The levels of disrespect. That's good you laughed at that.
Moving on.
No, we're not. But, dude, a female orgasm? Like, I've never had an orgasm where I screamed and had, like, a fucking seizure. I've given one to people, but I'm like... I'm like... And then you get all stupid talk for a minute.
You have to write her, like, coupons for, like, buy one, get one free.
What? You have to write into her e-box? I'll go into her V-box, not her e-box. Fuck that. I'm not going to write no email. I don't know what you're saying.
Emails. I don't write emails. I write letters on people's back.
Ah, there you go. It doesn't.
I used to do that. Yeah, that's sweet.
Actually, okay, I have a funny story.
You write like a kindergarten who can't even fucking spell on people's backs, you idiot.
I actually took a Sharpie to a certain person one time and wrote, that basically JTM was here in
That's
big
cute.
letters. And
Yo, Pixar, it didn't happen, bitch. You're lying. You're lying for cool points, and you ain't gonna get them. No, that's incorrect. You're down to minus
the funny
800.
part is that she went to go take a shower. Her mom saw it and was like, "What the fuck?" Pretty much.
You're like, yeah, that was a concert I went to. A band called JTM.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It was hilarious. This was a long time ago too.
I was a groupie.
I didn't write JTM.
I was gonna say you didn't write JTM a long time ago, because otherwise you are what's called a liar, sir. And Judge Judy doesn't like fibbers. Judge Judy is my spirit animal, by the way.
So, going back to our original topic, which was about, obscure things that are a change of your daily life, which is why it works for me most of the time. So I went to an auto show called SEMA, which is
Special Equipment Marketing Association?
Yes, it's very hard to get into. I went there twice. By basically lying and saying that I worked for a tint company, and that tint company got me fake credentials, and the tickets were expensive, and they sent me as one of their representatives, even though I have never tinted a single car in my life.
A tint company? Really? You're putting, sheets on windows? That's not that impressive. You're cooler than me, because I thought I was cool when I forged a vaccination card to get into a Tim Dillon comedy show at the Paramount. But
so it's basically
the cooler version of it. Before it was cool. Okay.
It's the same thing, but just to sum it up.
I go to my Angels. Shout outs to my Angels.
Shout outs to Nights Galore. So, anyways, moving on.
And on that bombshell, that's going to be a 20-minute cut. So, bang, bang, skeet, skeet.
Click and sync.
He's trying to say something.
Clip and snip.
Go ahead, JTM.
So, the funny part is the correlation is, like you said, something outside of your daily. So, when you go to one of these shows,
like Stripper Uno, I love it.
There is 100 to 200 beautiful women in somewhat
fucking
repping.
They're in a Hooters version of a racing bra and panties.
Exactly, right?
Like a checkered flag.
So basically, there's a line of guys lining up to take pictures with these girls.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they take pictures with them, and then they feel all happy, and the girls are wearing T-shirts of whatever company they're repping, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going around chilling, looking at all the cars and the new products that are barely still coming out because they're so far advanced. I did the same thing in the sense where I'm like, yeah, I'll go take a picture with these girls. So I go up to take a picture with them. And instead of all the guys, obviously, they go up and they're just trying to hug them and pull.
Yeah, they're all drooling and shit. Yeah, and you're I'm just mad nonchalant. You're whatever.
They're all I've never seen a woman before.
It's the equivalent of if you're in a bar and everyone's just drooling, falling face over foot for this girl, and I just go, hey, can I borrow you for a second? Come outside, smoke a cigarette with me. I'm like, these idiots are all fucking idiots. You don't just do anything. And don't worry, just have fun. Everyone's mangled drunk. And then we go back inside, and they're like, yo, you got that girl's number? And I'm like, no, why? I'm like, no. I'm like, she lives too close. And her brother works at a spot that makes my food. So I'm just like, don't worry about these clowns. Everyone's just like, huh? How'd you pull that girl? I'm like, I didn't. I just said the truth. I'm like, look, this is the Matrix code. Everyone's retarded. You're the only girl in a bar with 18 people. People are going to be swooning like baboons. And I'm like, don't go home behind these people. They're all just idiots. You have a good night. Have a good time. And she looked at me with doughy eyes. And she's like, wow. I'm like, all right. Well, let's go back in. I don't want much smoke. Bang, bang, skeet, skeet. And back to our regularly scheduled Johnny the Monkey.
I'm going to click and sync for my G for the morning show, our first morning episode.
Shout outs to Sharksy.
Shout out to everybody. Oh, God. We have too many people to shout everybody
I know,
out.
dude. I'm losing track. People are like, what show was I on? I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. Ask my secretary who doesn't exist.
Right. So let me sum up my story in
Please.
30 seconds or less. But so I went up to go take pictures with these beautiful, gorgeous models. And I go up to them, and they immediately come in for a hug. And I'm like, I don't want that as my picture. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, that's boring. I want you to pretend like you're punching me in the stomach, and I want you to pretend like you're surprised.
Okay.
And they just laughed. And that was my picture. I have it. That was for, I think, Kenda Tires. Like, but they were shocked. They were like, that is awesome. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it and let's make it look real.
That's
You're
on the
punching
level
me.
of
I'm gonna bend over like you just hit me as hard as you can.
Yeah, double over like you just punched me in the solar plexus, and then this going has like her hands on her mouth going.
It does. Have you not seen that picture? I don't know.
I want to see this picture.
I think I have it on my Facebook. One of them. I don't know. But it was just hilarious, you know. They're like.
That's one way to break.
It's the same principle. That's why I'm bringing it up. They're like, you know, no one's ever been like cool and fun. Like everyone just wants to be all
generic.
Yeah, that's one way to break. That's one way to break the state. I remember I was playing at this spot, and this dude came up in the booth with like two girls, and he's like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "How you doing?" He's like, "Yo, I got Bethany Benz with me." I'm like, "What the fuck is that?"
Who cares?
He's like, "She's a porn star." I'm like, "All right," and I'm just like changing songs. I'm like, "Okay, where are you going with this one, guy?" And he goes, "She wants to say hello." I'm like, fine, sure, I'll take a picture with her. So we took a picture. I have like my Corona Extra shirt on, with me and this porn star, and she's like, "I want you to get me a bottle of Pinot Grigio," and I'm like, "Fucking go to the bar and get it yourself. I don't care. I don't care." And she looked at me and she's like, "You're an asshole," and I'm like, "Fuck you. I don't care again." Okay, thanks. Bye, Felicia.